Okay, so now real quick, I know that we've already talked about love a whole lot, but pop quiz for those who've been here. What's one of the key points we talked about with love? Uh-oh.
That's like
Way.
3 sessions ago.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Remember what he said about the greatest command?
Yeah.
Love
You
thy
said the
neighbor.
great. No,
Love.
love God, and then the next one is love thy neighbor.
Yes, love God with all your heart,
Yes.
soul, intelligence, and all of your strength, and love others as yourself. That goes
Yes.
into that whole question of who is your neighbor. So for Jesus, again, this is like all of the other themes. It's not an emotion, it's a choice. You have to choose and you have to work on it. Biblical concept of love. It's an action, it's a choice, and that's how he wants us to live. He wants us as a community and as his family that represents him to actively work towards the well-being of other people without expecting anything in return. He talks about Luke 6:35. He talks about loving our enemies, doing good to them, lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Then your reward from heaven will be very great, and you will truly be acting as children of the Most High, for he is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. And that is completely different than what we see in the world today. Our true authenticity is reflected in how we treat those that we can't stand, those that we don't agree with, those with other political or ideological views, and trolls, and Lalafels, and now bunny boys.
Oh,
How we
Lalafels
treat-
aren't people.
How we treat the people behind the avatar are real people. Just like your
No,
avatar.
Lalafels aren't real people.
If they choose not to be a person, that rule does not apply.
I disagree. There's still a person behind that avatar.
Oh.
They gave up
Jesus-
that humanity.
Jesus lived out his life showing love to the forgotten, to the marginalized, to the poor and the broken and the hurting, to the social outcast, and to those that hated him. We can't do it without him. In Jerusalem, the selfish, corrupt leaders tried to kill him, and he let them because he wanted to die for their sins just as much as he wanted to die for ours. Because he loved them, just like he loves us. Romans 5:8 says, "But God showed his great love for us by sending Christ to die for us while we were still sinners." And now, if we've accepted that gift of him dying for us, we are called to love the same way that he has loved. And that is our purpose, why we actually exist, is to receive his love and give it back out to other people. He wants us to help create a world of others-focused, selfless love. And what we can see then with all of these concepts with the Advent is that Jesus brings these things to fulfillment here and now. In our lives right now, we can look back on God's love and his faithfulness so that we can trust in and wait in anticipation of future promise for true shalom. And having that hope for that future shalom, knowing that he loves us, helps us to have joy here and now in our current circumstances. How does that knowledge help you with your current situation? So for me, that here and now, that whole concept of this whole thing of shalom and how he loves us and that he's got this future promise for us of things getting better, that helps me to trust and hope in that better future, and it helps me to see a bigger picture, that this current trouble, that any of this current annoyance with, is that the right word? With anything going on here and now, doesn't matter in the long run, and actually doesn't, I'm going to forget about half of it or most of it in a year. I'm not going to remember any of it, any of the annoying little things that happened. It's like they get me all in a bind and they get me all upset right now, but and it makes me think more about the bigger picture of things, the longer game, than just what's happening right now.